Okay, finally got all my stuff from Alex for his big brake kit. Pretty excited about this. Never had anything other than stock brakes on any car that I've ever owned, but doing it big. And yeah, everything seems really nice. So this is kind of how I've laid it out. The sides, the rear, sides, the front. But yeah, I have everything that I need to throw it together, I'm pretty sure. So gonna start doing that. Gonna have to take off these stock shields. So do that first. Probably hook that back up just so everything doesn't move around on me while I start working on this, and start throwing her together. This probably isn't the recommended way, but I wasn't about to pull the whole hub off to get this guy off. So I just ended up cutting it with some dikes and just bent it a little bit to get it off. Putting rotor hats on the rotors. So Alex ships 2 different sizes, so the taller ones are for the rear as far as the hats go, and then the longer bolts go with the rear. So shorter bolts are with the front. These jet nuts are 3/8, and some Allen keys for the bolts, and he said to torque all these to 18 foot-pounds. Allen in the hole. Nut on the other side. Sweet, so bracket for the front. It's got new bolts and new lock washers on here. Almost forgot the thread locker. Torque to 50 foot-pounds. Easy. Other side. Now for the rears. And these brackets are the same, so it doesn't matter what side they end up going on. So bracket, couple of bolts, some thread locker. And the rears are the ones that have the little cutout on the spacer bosses, so they clear the knuckle. So it's pretty easy to distinguish the rears from the fronts, which is really nice. Okay, so this is the e-brake mounting setup. Says solid brackets with the offset pointing towards the car. Okay. And gonna need to use M6 bolts and washers, so 2 per side. This is 144 inch pen, 12 foot-pounds. Okay, so pretty mellow. And throw a little bit of thread locker on there too. Like so, these guys in there. And I got pretty lucky because when removing the shroud or rock guard or whatever you want to call it, I broke one of the bolts, but luckily it was on the side we're not using. So if you break one of these, you're gonna have to drill and tap, I guess, if you want an e-brake. This was 12 foot-pounds, so alright, rotors. So are facing forward with the arrow. Just go on. rear L, rear R. Alright, now mount calipers on. I'm using the bolts he gives you with the washer on there, so kind of is the last remaining bolt that it could be. Again, mentioned put thread locker on everything and get them in there. Pretty stoked. This is looking really nice. And these are 50 foot-pounds also, so. Nice. So sick. Let's do the rest of them. Before I put the parking brake on, I want to clean off the oils on the rotor, because I don't want that brake pad to get contaminated. Okay, parking brakes on. Just from looking at pictures, I believe that it's gonna be facing down, and then the cable stop here and it'll run up there. So these ones come with these smaller bolts and washers, and these ones are gonna be 25 foot-pounds once you get it installed. 25. Ooh, need the extension. It's not gonna work. All right. Oh, 25 foot-pounds by hand. Want to use some of this stuff. So we gotta put the nipples that come on the brake lines on the caliper. Install the nipple. The fat side goes in. Don't be like me and put the wrong side on accident. So fat side goes in, use some thread sealant. So the stock line has this piece to attach it to the frame. So we've got this piece to replace it. It's gonna go like this, not like this, so that way. Okay, so now to run the brake line from here to the back of the caliper. Hooked up, front, rear. I'm going to wipe down the front rotors and throw some pads in these calipers. Looks like front to rear is exactly the same. So these are actually the easiest brake pads I've ever installed. Just undo this sucker. Pull out your bolt and your spacer. Put it in. And boom. So e-brake cable, it took me a second to figure this out, but plastic grommet supplied. This end with the ball is gonna go towards the front of the car. And then this end is going to clip into there, and then obviously you'll hook up the other side to the lever there, and there's a little retaining clip. So in the end, looks like that. Then retaining clip to hold that in place. I need to do the other side so it's not taut quite yet. But plastic grommet is in there, and then the ball end will go to your e-brake. So not too bad. It just, as I said, it took me a second to figure out which way was which. So that'll go into the factory e-brake holder. That is everything installed. And he also gave you just 2 zip ties to hold the line to the arm here. I ended up routing it on the inside under the axle and then up. Seemed to fit pretty good. So, and it's not gonna hit the axle. Pretty much everything's all together. Looks really good. Can't wait to get driving this thing and hopefully go fast. Thanks, Alex, for your hard work.